Hello, and welcome to today's installment on Will He Fix It or Will He Break It? I have this iPod today that I'm going to be replacing the battery on. I have some of the stuff I'm going to be using here. I won't use everything here. Mainly, I'll probably wind up using these two, the screwdriver and a soldering iron that I have off to the side. You're going to want to start off by applying some heat to this. I have already applied heat to it, and it's already cool to the touch, but it's fine. Then you're going to want to lift up this until you get a little crack like that so you can get this in there. So grab that, open it, bend it enough so you can get it in there like that. You're gonna want to slide in there like that, all around. And if you have something else, you can put one on the other side. I just happen to have one of these. Actually, I don't even need it. I can just boop, boop, pull it up, open it, and then gonna lift that bad boy up and with some tweezers.
¿Y te está grabando de una vez?
See, and pull this out carefully. I don't want to rip it. I don't like these tweezers for that. Grab some tweezers and wiggle it out. Hopefully it doesn't break. There you go. Get it out. And then grab a screwdriver. This is a Phillips head 000. Remove that screw so you don't lose it. And then set it to the side. Next thing is to just remove the battery. I just come in this way and lift it up from here. Go to the bottom of it, push down. Don't push up, push down towards the iPod. And then just go down and then it'll come out. Alright. And then grab yourself tweezers. And let's see. You see this white thing right here? I usually just stick tweezers in here. I push towards where the battery is and lift up at the same time and pull it out. Now that you did that, you're gonna want to push down on the white part of the headphone jack. Will that zoom in or focus? Just that white part right there. I will use these tweezers and I'll just push down, push down, push down, push down, and that'll come down. That'll allow you to pull out the. Let me use something better actually. Maybe this? No, we'll use this. Push down. Down. I think that's about as far as you can go. Then lift up the board. Carefully, actually, no. Still not out. Let's see if this will push it down some more. So I want to get it free from here so you can get it out. Okay. Now take this, push down the board from up here, and then lift it up. Careful over here and out. Now you can set everything to the side real quick so you can desolder the battery. But before you desolder it, you want to make sure you clean off that glue. I normally just use these really fine tweezers and just get it off like that. Just fine tweezers, get it off like that, and do the same thing on the back side. Fine tweezers, get it off like that. And now I'll set that up right on here. To get the battery just to fall off. You're watching me do this all real time. Let me make sure I got all that glue off first. Just a little bit right there. Okay. And zoom in just a tiny bit. Doesn't matter. Alright. So, with the tweezers, I like to, well, let's add flux to this first. Tweezers, I like to pull it out. But first you want to actually annotate which one's which. So I forgot to check that. So the positive is going to be the one closest to me, and the negative is the furthest one in. Just double checking that. Yep, that's correct. Okay. So I'm going to push this a little further back that way, and tweezers. And you also want to make sure you had that powered off before you take it out. Forgot to mention that. I did have it powered off, plus the battery didn't work, so didn't really matter. Alright. I should probably turn this on so smoke doesn't go into my face. Let's not get that smoke into my face. Battery's out. And now that the battery's out, I'm going to clean that off. I'm going to cut me. Actually, you know what? I'm probably just going to use that same. Yeah, I'm just going to use that same stuff. I'll clean it up right now with some isopropyl alcohol. Make sure it's 99 or 90%. Clean it up a little bit. First with the dry Q-tip, just to get all of it up a little bit. And take a damp one. And just give it a good clean. And because this is going to be for me, I'm just going to use that same paste. Probably wouldn't recommend doing that, but I'm going to just use that same paste. I'm not going to solder it on here, though. I'll actually leave it down here and solder it down here. Now, when you're soldering it, you want to make sure that when you put it back here, you've got the cables, I believe. Where's the new battery? That's the old one. This is the new one. That they're facing this way. I'm going to solder them on top of there, and I want the cables to face pretty much this orientation, because then you're going to have to wrap it around this way and have it spin this way, it's going to go like that. So you want to make sure those cables are in that orientation. So that means the positives need to be facing out that way towards the metal, and the negative is going to be towards the headphone jack, or facing this orientation like this. Because I did the mistake of putting it the other way, the cables weren't long enough to wrap around. So make sure you face it that way. So let's do that. And don't judge me on my soldering. I taught myself, so might not be the best. So give it some flips. Grab yourself one of these. I normally do it this way. We're going to grab this. Like that. And that's on there. And it starts moving. And yeah, cable just keeps moving. I'm not gonna fold it up like that because I need you to stop moving. And I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Fold you up a little bit like that. Just a little dab will do you. And I will pick you up. Oh, and now you're gonna spin around on me. There we go. And there you go. You are on there. It's time to clean you up. And check my work. Make sure it is all on there perfectly. And that one can be pushed in a little bit more, but it'll actually work. The red one could be pushed in a little bit better, but it'll work. It's fine. And I should be able to get that ribbon cable back in there. Then, just to be safe, grab some of this Kapton tape and make sure you put it on. But it does not make any contact down here. So we'll grab some of this Kapton tape and cut a small piece. Put it in stored. Of these tubes. That's right around here. And put that in there. Get that in there. Put some on here too. just to be safe. Stick them around the board. The connectors are. We'll grab a little piece. Just a little dab will do ya. Remove this keyboard out of my way. Here. Alright. The tape is not sticking, but that's okay, because what I need it to do is to just not have it make any contact, so we're gonna go ahead and get that in there. Make sure this is sticking now. Light it up. Once you got it all aligned. There it is. There it is. Grab this finger. Light it in. Push the release in there. And run the cables through the channels. Through the case. And put it in there. There it is. Actually, I forgot one thing. I forgot to put the white piece. Forgot to put this. There are those really fine tweezers. There we are. Grab these. The way we took it out, you do that in reverse. So, let's do that. Like that. Want to make sure it goes in there. There it is. Now you can put the battery back in there. Make sure it's all routed underneath so that none of the clips bite into the wire. It's in there. Grab that screw, screw it back in, turn this thing off. Grab that screw, screw it back in. Do, 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 do. The Apple logo and the play should always face the same way. Just make sure those cables are not in the way. That's gonna bite into anything. You can test this right now, see if it powers on before you put it in. Let's try that actually. It's powered on. this battery. So I go in because it's, there we go. I did that there. Display everything like that. I think I bent this a bit. So it might not go back in the way it should, but there, snap it in, and we're done. Like, comment, and subscribe, and there it is.